You never know what someone's going to do in their day to day.
I need to block this out. You lose yourself, but then you become the person you didn't want to become.
I truly believe in people. I think people can do a lot of good when they're offered the opportunity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Loft. Today I'm with my good friend Carmen Caruso. What's up, brother? How you doing? You all right?
What's going on?
Chilling, bro. Good to have you on. I had your boy Adhd on, right?
Yes,
How you say it?
Right
there you
that
go,
time.
Kev.
So, yeah, I had Ann on, and I wanted to have you on because like I've noticed like you just been like really hustling, and we were real estate and all your other side hustles, and wanted to have you on, kind of have that conversation a little bit. I enjoy having people like that on, and I know you're from the Northeast too, so figured to have you on, come talk, just talk about everything you're doing, and
B-Town.
and I know you, and I know you do a lot of reading and shit, and you're in all, and you work really hard. So I'm kind of curious to learn a little bit more about like your hustle and how you like kind of started that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess backing it up, when it was the beginning of the pandemic, for 2.5 years now.
Yeah, 2020.
I feel like everybody's story starts with the pandemic. They're like,
Yeah.
Everybody was like, fuck this, I'm hustling.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of said, fuck this, like I'm dropping out of college. Like that was it.
Did you dropped out?
Yeah, I dropped out.
Where were you at?
I was at Temple at first. So when I was at Temple, honestly, I was just paying people to do all my classes, like everything, and I was really just focusing on what I really like to do. I liked real estate. I liked investing in real estate. I didn't invest at the time, but I knew that was the pathway to wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, why am I going to learn about the anatomy of the body when I don't care about this?
Just want to say, if you guys like the episode and you enjoy anything that we've talked about, just subscribe, like the video, and share with somebody else. It helps the algorithm a lot, and it helps get our podcast out there and help more people with our conversations that we have. So like I said, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, subscribe.
What
Yeah.
was what were you majoring in at Temple?
Kinesiology.
Okay. Oh,
So,
cool.
And
Yeah.
I was failing every single test, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I was...
Yeah.
Because you were paying people?
Yeah, and even when I did try to study and learn the stuff, it just wasn't connecting. Like,
Yep.
I didn't have that instant gel and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was sitting up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning studying real estate, it was coming to me like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, this makes sense. I'm horrible at math,
Yeah.
right? And you have to there's certain equations to, like, how to run numbers and stuff when it comes to investing or just, analyzing a deal or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just all clicking to me. And I was like, well, why the fuck am I doing this when I
Yeah.
should be doing
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And then I wound up transferring to Holy Family for like a week. Literally
That's
like a
insane.
week. Yeah, because I worked hard to get in this radiology program. Again, wasn't something I was passionate about. But, my mom wanted me to do it. My aunt does radiology. Or no, she does something along those lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I was like developed into it. And I was a week in and I absolutely hated it. I just kept thinking, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. 9 to 5, working overtime, doing this. I was like, this isn't me.
Now, did anybody in your family do real estate?
No one. at all.
one. Okay.
No one at all.
Yeah, that's super important to acknowledge that, though. That's something I struggled with too. Like, even when I'm trying to figure shit out, like I try to do different things. And it's like because I want to figure out what I don't like. I'd rather not find the first thing that I'm interested in, and then then stick with that and not be happy. You know what I mean? So
Well, even the real estate. Let's just say a couple years down the line, this isn't my true passion. At least I know I tried it, and I'm not afraid to jump to the next project.
Exactly.
Oh,
place,
yeah.
next
I
thing.
think I've been in 7 different career paths and I'm 25.
yeah, you've had a long journey.
Yeah.
What
Working
was
So
it?
I did, I originally went into school for psychology, was basically like, this is going to be way too much schooling. And I was like, if I want to make good money, I'm not doing this. And I honestly wasn't as interested. Like I hated the teacher that I had. So I switched, my freshman year, was undecided. Sophomore year, I went into business. Then I went into marketing and I wanted to do like advertising, stuff like that. But I got an internship with the 76ers. So I worked for the 76ers. Then I worked for an insurance company doing like their accounting, doing their business development stuff. Then I went into like actual commercial underwriting real estate. Then after I graduated, I was in finance for Vanguard. And then after finance
all
for
over the
Vanguard,
place.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm saying, dude.
I did
Like-
project management for like
Yeah.
a fire suppressant company. And then after that, I went back to the insurance company and stuff. Then I'm currently studying for finance, work for New York Life, which Kev and I.
Didn't last very long, but it didn't last long, but it's exact same concept that we were just talking about. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't something that fueled me or interested me. So I'm like, I'm not afraid to just be like, hey, listen, like this isn't for me.
We called each other on the same exact day. Like he texted me and he said something. He was like, "Can I call you or something?" And I knew exactly what it was going to be about. And he called me and I was literally like, "Yeah, I'm on the same page." That day we signed up for a realtor's class.
We were gonna be because we were super into it in the beginning. I remember the guy who did Bieber's policy was good friends with her, and he was gonna have us on as to work for him and like handle his book. And then like I kind of was just like sitting there and like it just like gave me like it just like drained me just thinking about it because that's just not something I wanted to wake up and do every day.
It's also just very hands on. And I feel like you have to like really set aside a substantial amount of time for it. And right now, I think we're juggling a lot of things that are going really well. So it was like, what's another idea that, again, we can play around with? But if it's, let's say 2 years down the line, it doesn't work out and we don't do it, at least we went after a passion of ours, like at the time being. And there's a million jobs out there right now.
You hit it exactly on it. It's passion.
Yeah, it's all about passion.
If you want to do something, if you want to grow a business or you want to be successful at something, you got to be able to put in long hours, like countless nights.
That was a 10,000 hour rule. That's a real thing.
Like every single hour of the day, I'm busy. There's not a single hour, but I love to do that. You know, my mind consistently races. I don't like taking a 20-minute break, you know, to, you know, scroll on TikTok or anything like that.
Yeah.
I consistently go from one project to the next. You know, I organize my day the night before, you know, and I just hit everything I got to do. You know, I hit the critical tasks that I need to do in my day to get me to my overall goal. Because at the end of the day, it's you got your big goals, right? You got your long-term goals, like mine's to be a billionaire. Mine's to own 1,000 gyms. Mine's to own 1,000 hotels. My own team, real estate team. You know, all these things. Well, now I got to backtrack a little bit. Okay, I need to figure out the smaller goals first. And then I need to go down to my 6-month goal. And then I need to go down to my daily actions each and every day that are going to lead me to that goal.
It all breaks down, too. And that's what people don't realize, too. People have that big goal, and then they get scared or they're like, this is too much, and they don't set up those little goals. You have to set those little goals.
So I mean,
it's crucial.
Going off it, you know, if you're not passionate about something, you're not going to want to put that work in.
For sure.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Know, like, I'm tired.
And I found that with a lot of jobs that I had.
All 25 of them.
Yeah, like I did really well in it. And I was talking to Kev about this on the last podcast is like I forget which one it was, but either way, I brought up the fact that I was always being told like, oh, you're really good at what you're doing and stuff. But like, there was constantly something nagging at me in the back of my head. Like, this just doesn't feel right. Like, it's not what I want to wake up every morning and I'm like, fuck yeah, insurance. Like, it's just not, it's not me. Like,
and I know
it's not me.
And like, when it comes to the passion part, it doesn't start off with as a passion. Excuse me. It doesn't start off as a passion, but it's like it's an interest, and that builds into something that you want to wake up and do, and that's where passion comes from. And it's also too like it's super important to realize and be okay with like it's okay to not want to do something. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to think that because it's the first thing I did, I have to stick with it.
Or like you said, your mom and your aunt and like other people were like, yeah, like go into radiology. This is going to be good for you. Like that. Those are like stepping stones in between too, where it's like it takes a lot for you to be like, I'm going to go against this because it is hard. That's something that I struggle with at least.
So even to back it up, I did coming out of high school want to go to college. Like I did want to experience that because I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know the route and how I was going to get there.
Yeah.
Because you know, you're 18 years old. You don't really know unless you're you know,
you never usually know.
So it was a mixture of me wanting to go to college just to experience. And then it was my parents. Well, my dad didn't really care. He's like, you know, you make decision whatever you want to do, and that's what cool because you have my mom that really wants me to do one thing, and my dad's just like, you know, you do what you want. Yeah. So it's a good mixture.
Yeah.
But then like 2 years in and stuff, I already honestly probably about 6 months in, I was like, this isn't for me.
You kind of know.
Yeah, you kind of know. I feel like I'm wasting my time. You know, which realistically, I probably was. I put myself in debt too. But the result out of it was, you know, I jumped into something I really loved, you know. So
exactly.
Better to now than 10 years down the line, waste some time.
Good things fall apart, so great things come together. You know what I mean? It all just depends, as long as you just keep pushing, and then and it's smart that you even knew like right away. Listen, I don't want to do this, and it's tough.
It's a mature
and
decision.
it's tough because I honestly knew for college wasn't for me either. I fucking hated college. Like I wish I could have used it more as like a networking tool, you know. But instead, I was kind of like just having parties and shit all the time, and didn't really care that much. But I realized too, I was like, this isn't for me. And
that was probably the only experience was the parties. The parties are great.
Yeah, the parties are banging. I ain't gonna lie, parties are banging.
Typical guys.
But yeah, I mean, it's good that you realize that, and so real estate's going well for you now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So what else are you interested in? What are other side projects you're working on?
Right now, it's just investing. You know, investing in real estate. I just got done my first rehab, and I got a couple other ones in the mix right now. So
That's sick.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Are you pumped to see it come like?
Full circle.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say it.
That's her thing. Full circle. She always says full circle.
I wasn't gonna say it.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see like I have like a little highlight of like kind of the before and afters.
Yeah.
But like that's one house, you know. I'm trying to 10x everything, so like I need
Grant Cardone.
I'm a big Grant Cardone guy, so it's like okay, I got the one out of my way. The fear of getting your first property, you know, it's going to be cash flowing like a couple $500-600. You know, I'll make that cash flow, but it's like, all right, I don't want to continue to buy single families. I want to buy like a 30 units. You know, like that's the next jump I want to do. So I'm always like thinking like
I
that.
bought the bank. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I'm a big Grant Cardone guy. I read all his books and stuff like that.
He's great. I started following him probably, this is wild too, to like be sitting here. We bought up Grant Cardone when Aunt was here too. And I started following him. I had a girlfriend in college who, one of her roommates is dating Cody Kearns. Have you ever heard of him? Cody Kearns, he does like all this stuff. Like he dropped out of college. He's doing a bunch of stuff with like marketing on Instagram and stuff. But he blew up and got close with Grant Cardone and like kept posting about him like when he was just starting. So it was probably like several years ago. But even to watch Grant Cardone's growth even as a billionaire, like it's wild. The dude is wicked smart. It's crazy.
I'd have to look into how he got started. I mean, I see his YouTube ads and shit all the time, but I never looked into
he was
him.
a drug addict, and he was also like at 25. I'm pretty sure he was working at a car dealership.
Really?
Yeah.
25 is when it clicked from him, almost 100% positive, and he just kind of like he just devoted himself to sales. Like he knew that was his passion, so he devoted himself. He absorbed everything. Like he recorded phone calls, like making errors and stuff, and just learning from it. He
mastered his craft.
Like he just mastered that one
10X
craft.
it.
Yeah,
exactly. And
what's 10x mean?
Basically, like I like giving it your all.
Okay.
Like taking it above and beyond. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback off that, it's kind of like, okay, you know, why are you gonna like if you're writing on a piece of paper like an affirmation or something like that? Why are you gonna say, you know, I am a millionaire when you could say I am a billionaire? And then if you fall short, you know, what's falling short of $1 billion? $500 million?
Right.
What's falling short of $1 million?
Right.
$500,000?
Right.
You know, there's a big difference there.
Yeah.
So it's like 10x in your whole life. You know, everything you do, you're just going to grow at an exponential
10 times
rate.
harder.
Right.
Yeah.
That's smart. So it's like aim high, and then if it doesn't hit, then at least you're close.
Always have like that mindset to like go above and beyond.
So you're not I'm trying to say this the right way, but you're not like a practical thinker. You're like, you know what? I believe that I can make $1 billion. I believe I can be a billionaire. You're just like, that's just how you think, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you're
like every morning.
It's a good mindset.
So every morning, it like the first thing I write down on a piece of paper is I am worth $1 billion. Like.
Did you ever hear the story about Jim Carrey when he wrote himself the check?
I did hear about that, and then he eventually cashed it or something.
I
right?
want to say, what was it? Do you know what it is?
It was like a couple years ago, like right in the beginning of his career. Didn't he like write himself a check?
I'm pretty sure it was like, I forget exactly how much money it was, but he wrote himself a check, signed it himself, and then basically like a year later, I want to say, or I forget what it is, correct me if I'm wrong, but he got a movie deal. I forget exactly what the movie was
I did
too.
hear about this now,
Sick.
And it was like for that
That's
amount
so sick.
of money.
Yeah, it's just I'm starting to believe this too. Like just
Manifest
manifestation, dude. Like you just put that shit out
that's,
there, man.
That's 100% real. I mean, I make it a point 10 minutes a day every morning. I visualize for 10 minutes straight what I want my life to be, and like it slowly will come together.
Yeah.
You know, you might not see it now, you might not see it in 10 years, but you're going to see it eventually if you keep thinking and thinking it. You're just putting that into your mind.
It's like, did you ever hear the I keep giving analogies. What is this episode?
Fuck it.
But have you ever heard about when you're like going down like you're skiing, and if you're looking at it, or if you're like scared to hit a tree,
You're gonna hit a
you're
tree.
gonna hit a tree.
Yeah. Focus on the path.
If you're
right.
focusing on the path and stuff, I think that because for a while I got into like spirituality for like too hard, like one of those like astrological girls, like it's written in the stars and I know what the future is.
Yeah.
Like,
if you're a Libra, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. So,
like something like that.
but I think it really has to go hand in hand with you're constantly like writing that. So that's like you're almost building that path.
It's like it's your subconscious mind.
Yes.
Is absorbing it, and then you know you're speaking it kind of
Into existence. Yeah.
I mean, like for example, I told you guys I'm going to Vegas. You know,
Yeah.
I kind of don't like flying on planes, so I always like low key like think about like a plane crashing and stuff.
It's
But then
horrible.
I'm like, fuck.
You know,
like,
fuck manifestation. That's not real.
It's like,
ain't
so
real.
I catch myself every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. Well, like I'm going on a plane in like 2 days. You know, let me
Yeah.
think of it like
Yeah.
landing safely.
That's hilarious.
I like
Yeah.
flying. I used to
I
hate
like
flying.
I like flying a lot.
But like I've had so much shit happen to me. Like I was on a plane recently. Like I was sitting on it and I looked outside and I was like, this is pretty sick. I'm in the sky.
It's
Yeah.
cool. Like it's cool, but like for somebody like me, like I'm like really claustrophobic. In a
Yeah,
way.
I get that.
So like, I don't like the thought of like if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in my own hands. You know,
Right,
like
right.
I've been in like a couple car accidents, and like the one time like I was in the back seat. So if I would have died, and if I
It wouldn't have been
ever
in your-
hell,
it
I
wouldn't
would
have-
fucking
That
pissed
was
at myself.
not in
you
your-
know?
It
Yeah.
wouldn't have been in your control.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
I
have,
get that.
I don't like that. So that's why
Yeah.
like pretty much like you're gonna see me like in my
I need to
lifetime-
know how you want to die. Because if it's in your own hands, can you elaborate on that?
Natural
Natural
causes.
cause.
Natural cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
Age.
Period.
Like-
Squeeze the most out of life.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like I mean, you'll see me like I drive most of the time. Like I don't really like to let anybody else drive for me, just cause like
Do you get like jittery?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Like I don't like going fast anymore. Like I used to do like 100, 120 down 95. Like
Yeah.
Like
Dear
now
Lord.
it's kind of like, dude, I won't even go over 60. I kind of bitch a little bit.
How recent were the car accidents?
Probably like well, the pandemic's been 2.5 years, so I would say about like 3.5, 4 years ago.
Oh, okay, so it's like it wasn't that long ago.
No,
to be
I mean,
honest.
the one I was going up to Bloomsburg for a block party. I think that was like 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one actually just happened to be like 7 months after that.
Oh wow.
So you would
Yeah, see, that's
say
scary.
that COVID is when your mind kind of triggered into being like, you know what, dude, I need to start thinking about now, or like thinking about like bigger, thinking about bad ideas.
Yes and no, because I've always been, like I said, an entrepreneur. I just didn't know the path, so I was still like
Skiing.
I was still
Skiing.
I was still making money in college and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But then I realized I was like, hey, the money I'm making here in college, you know, isn't going like this isn't what I'm worth. Like, I made 30, 40 grand in college, you know, hustling, when I could be out of college, you know, making, you know, 200 grand a year. Even that's not even a lot of money, but then buying investments that are going to be making me more passive income and stuff. So yeah, I guess you could say like the beginning of COVID, I was just like, all right, like, let's just fucking do
It's
it.
time.
What
Yeah.
I got to lose?
Double down. Now,
Yeah.
you said in the beginning that you have ADHD, and I need to know, like you said, like you don't like having your phone out and you don't like scrolling through something for like 20 minutes and stuff. Do you think that because this is such a passion for you, it's easier to just completely devote?
No, it's hard.
It is hard.
So I have two phones here.
Mm-hmm.
This one has my social
Two
media on it, and this
phones.
one is my work phone. So this one stays in like the other room upstairs wherever I am when I'm working.
Wow. That's
And
a lot of discipline, though.
It's hard. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah.
if I say I'm gonna
I'm going to be like, if I see Carmen posting a story tomorrow.
So you'll see me a lot on social media though, because
I'm
you know,
kidding.
like
Kidding.
like I consistently post because I'm trying to build a brand.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more than just a realtor. Like you know, this has a whole big vision. Like I'm like that's going to align together at some point. You know, I'm just getting it off the ground right now, so I have to consistently post. So I make sure when I'm on these social media sites, you know, I'm only doing something productive, whether it be like, you know, interacting with people that, you can never predict who's going to buy a house or buy a product or something. But you make sure you're not like comment on somebody's picture of them like fucked up from the night before. Like, it's something like that might be on LinkedIn. Like somebody might be talking about like interest rates or their career. I might like say like talk to them a little bit.
Right.
Slide in their DMs, have a conversation. So I'm always networking in the right way.
Right.
Networking is so huge.
What's your brand? What would you say? What would you consider your brand, and what are some of the next steps that you're looking to do?
That's a hard one. I don't.
Yeah. So
you said you want to bring things like intertwine and like come full circle, but that was a good way of saying it. I had to allow it. Do you have like a vision for that at all?
Yeah. So I mean, I think if you're a passionate person in the real estate industry, and especially as an agent, like you want to build a team or you want to run a brokerage or something like that. So my step is going to be growing out my team, a team of my own. When I get there, I'm not there yet because I'm learning so much stuff right now. And I'm only a year and like some change into the industry. Yeah. So let's just say 3 years in, 4 years in, I go off and I wrote the Caruso team,
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's got the start because at that time, on the back end, I'm still buying all these investment properties. So let's just say 3 years from now, I have 200 properties. Well, then you're going to need somebody to manage these properties. Well, why don't I just create my own Caruso management? So now I got a team. Now I got a management company. And then that grows enough to where, now I'm buying like,
it's just a compound. It's a compound effect, dude. It's
30 units. And then it leads to my goal of buying a hotel. My real goal is I want a hotel. But I'm not just going to say I want one hotel. I want 1,000 hotels.
Yeah, but you got to start with that one, though. That's super important. You know what I mean?
How many investment properties do you have right now?
Just one.
Just the one that you rehabbed?
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you buy that one?
December.
How old are you?
23.
23. I mean, that's
yeah, you're young.
Great.
Yeah, 23. Yeah. We're all young. I mean,
we're all young.
You're a baby, right? 22, right?
22. Yeah. Dill is 22.
Dylan, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you a mic for the next episode.
I know. I feel like I want to talk to Dill so much, especially because he's right in front of me.
Producer Dylan.
Yeah.
It's my fucking
shout out Dill.
And it's like kind of like how you said, like with the team, like my whole Fall Forward Media, vision that I have. It's like I started off by myself. I mean, I started with my buddy Nick, and then it kind of just branched off into like this, and then now I had Dylan, who showed his loyalty to me by coming to Pottstown to film a video for me, and then Paige, who reached out to me, and I'm just like, it starts with that, and then it just builds over time.
Yeah, and the one thing I'll say though is I noticed even just in the beginning of my journey, and I guess it's because I heard so many people talk about it, is it's hard not to rely on other people in the beginning. So like.
And you have to be willing to ask, because if you have that entrepreneurial spirit too, like sometimes it's like it becomes a lot to like rely on other people because you want it to be your own too in like a selfish way sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it's your baby. It's like, but at the same time, like I'm learning too because I'm used to doing everything myself. It's like it is nice to be a little hands off and trust people with responsibilities, but like. It is tough because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you have to approve it and it has to be ran by you. And that's kind of with the nonprofit with Meg and shit. Like, it's like she's starting to pass off responsibilities to me. And then, I got Paige and our friend Maddie, like, people taking on more responsibilities. And it's like, it's tough, but you need that. You need, and that's where the trust comes in, the loyalty comes in, and building that perfect team. You know what I mean? But,
it starts to flow better.
Yeah, for sure. I got a quote that I found today, and I wanted to share it on this episode. It was pretty good. It was.
Wait, hold up before you say that? Did you name this episode off the Denzel Washington quote?
I did.
Yeah.
That's how.
What did you name that episode?
I did the Fall Forward because he did the Fall Forward speech.
Yes.
And I thought it was like perfect. I thought it was like. I loved it. I just loved the message behind it because it's like we're all failing, we're all trying shit, and it's like it's like
25 jobs later.
You're learning, yeah, exactly, and I brought you here, right?
I'm here.
So I found this quote that's really good, and it's great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small people discuss people.
I heard this
and
before.
I think that's the best quote ever, just because like it's crazy to me.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I'm just saying it's crazy to me because like I've never been one to like fully focus on like another person and what they're doing or like and talk shit about it. You know what I mean? Like if someone has a hustle that they're trying to do, it's like I just respect it. And it's like
100%.
I don't understand that mindset. Like me, I'm thinking about the next thing, kind of like you. It's like the next episode, the next product or the next clothing line brand, shit like that. And I'm just like,
I'll never hate on anybody else's hustle. If I see them out
You
there
can't.
like a small business stuff, I'm gonna support them or I'm gonna hate them. If you hate them, you're kind of just like an asshole or you're just a hater. Like
Exactly,
that's
yeah.
that simple.
So, with that comment, I feel like if people are talking about other people and stuff too, like I think it's a direct reflection. I always say that I think it's a direct reflection on their insecurities or something that they're going through or them not being able to boss up and do something themselves.
Yeah. Were you ever afraid of
Yeah.
Were you ever afraid of like starting something and like posting about it and putting yourself out there or no?
No, I don't really care what anybody else has to say.
Yeah. Is that something that
I love the way you said that. Like your demeanor when you said that, like I felt it.
and I believe it because
I believe it.
yeah.
I mean, why would I care about, no offense, because like, no offense, like if you walk into a bar or something, you're most likely going to see like union work or something like that. Not saying they don't work hard because they do. That's a hardest job that I don't fucking want to do. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
respect them for doing that job, but why do I care about your opinion about me? You're
Right.
sitting at a bar when maybe I stopped in because I just got done working 16 hours, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm building a brand and a vision for myself while you're drinking yourself to death and probably,
Yeah.
and not
Well,
saying that
that's
I don't.
because majority of Northeast people are doing that and then
Yeah,
talking
well,
shit.
I'm not hating on the Northeast because I'm a Northeast kid,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna say I don't like getting fucked up because I like to party. I'm
Yeah.
young, I like to get fucked up, but I know the balance.
There's a balance,
I'll
exactly.
Yeah.
typically work, for, and this is a mindset that I kind of just developed because if you go back to me 2 years ago, I had the college houses, for 2 years straight. So the parties were at my house, but I was still making money at those
Yeah.
houses,
Yeah, for sure.
Like the thing is like people don't realize too, like a growth mindset and like the ability for somebody to completely 180 their life sometimes. Like not saying you completely 180 your life, but from partying to this mindset, but people who haven't seen you in 2 years might still be like, oh, that's Carmen Caruso. Like,
Yeah.
and they have no idea the steps that you put in from that time to now.
Yeah. For
No,
sure.
yeah, you're 100% right. But I like to see have people see my results. That's why I put it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
have
what I
to.
do,
You
and I
have
post,
to.
because at the end of the day, like I want to help people. Like if I have friends right now that want to invest in real estate. Am I an expert in real estate? No. Do I know more than a average person? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So if I can help them and guide them in the right direction, well, that's only going to be saying good about my name. So those haters,
For sure.
like there's going to be less and less haters. Like
Exactly. Because at the end, because they're going to end up wanting to hit
That's-
you up for advice.
And it all goes back to sticking to your vision and your passion and keeping your head down and everything. Because if you're not doing that, that's when those haters start to become a problem and they might be nagging in the back of your head where you might just slack a little bit. And I swear to God, as I get older, I feel like more and more, like, again, you said, like, the haters start to fall off and they're like, I don't care what you're doing. But you have that concrete understanding on your own page and stuff, and you can run with that, and it's
here's the
really
thing.
cool.
If they're hating, that means they're talking about you.
Oh, yeah.
So they're talking about you to their inner circle. Chances are I'm not in communication with your inner circle because you guys are just like hating on me and you guys are probably doing the same shit we were doing 3 years ago.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it like if somebody's hating on me right now, I don't know. And I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
You keep doing you, I'm gonna keep doing me. It is what it is, and maybe you're silently hating on me and I actually look out for you down the line. Because I've always looked out for people.
So what's next for you? Like what's your 5-year plan? I know you have a grand plan, but what are your next steps going forward?
I probably should have that like more figured out than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm just going with the flow of things.
Give me the mic a little closer too.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Yeah, right now I'm just going with the flow of things. I should have it aligned. I should have it down on a piece of paper, but I don't.
Nah, but
And that goes back to kind of what I contradict myself in the beginning, but if I'm aligning with my long-term goal, I already have, probably about 1,000 rental properties in like 5 years. I'll be, well over I'll probably be breaking ground on my first gym,
Right,
stuff like
right.
that.
for sure.
That's the goal.
Do you know when you want to start diving into investing into the gym?
No, it's more like It could take me 10 years. It
Mm-hmm.
could take me whatever. Like
Yeah.
right now, my main goal is accumulating enough passive income to not just me live and me be, you know, comfortable, but my family.
Mm-hmm.
like my
Yeah, for
parents.
sure.
Like that's kind of
That's
like
a
the
good
main
goal,
thing. Like,
though.
I would rather my parents be retired and me continue to work.
Yeah,
than,
for sure.
Than that, and that should be anybody that has a strong relationship with their parents. That should be their number one goal.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't
Yeah.
have like strong relationships with their parents and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
their parents might be an asshole or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if you have a strong relationship, like your number one goal to start off should be building enough wealth.
Yeah.
So you take care of your parents, and then at the same time, you know, you're working on yourself and
Yeah.
you're growing
For
yourself
sure.
as well.
I always say, I think you asked what the success meant to me, and I honestly, as long as my family and like myself and my own mental health, like as long as we're comfortable, that is my
Yeah.
that is my goal.
Yeah.
Well, mental health plays into all this stuff. So mental
For sure.
health / mental toughness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing. That's the category that a lot of entrepreneurs lack, mental toughness, because
Yeah.
you can be mentally stable and like comfortable, clear mind. You can meditate, you know, do your affirmations. You can do all that stuff. But do you have the toughness to push in the long hours, you know, the grind? Do you have the consistency, the dedication day in and day out? When you see people going out, when you see people hitting you up, do you have that?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to make or break you. And that's like,
Yeah.
it's like this. It's like everybody else clocks in from Monday to Friday and they take off Saturday, Sunday. Well, those Saturdays and Sundays, if you put in those hours, you're double,
Ahead.
triple ahead of them.
Yeah,
That's
and
all
it's
it is.
I think something that's really important is sacrifice. You know, that's like one of the key components. And the reason why I asked you that question is because somebody asked me that question and I didn't know how to answer it. They're like, what are some of your goals coming up? And I'm like, naming these things, blah blah. But I kind of came down to it. I'm like, you know what? My goal is to be consistent. My goal is just to maintain consistency. You know what I mean? And
If you want to be successful in anything you do, and this is like me speaking, this is somebody that's not successful yet, but I can already tell you, just judging off the mentors, like I listen to Andy Frisella. I don't know if Ann mentioned anything about him on the podcast. Like,
I just watched his latest episode today. Real as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
I did listen to one of his episodes.
Wait, yeah, it was really good.
He's a
Like,
good-
It's good.
Yeah, like that man's worked for 23 years of his life to get where he was. It didn't, let me work for Monday through Friday, clock out and get back to it. Like he worked hard to build his brand and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it sacrifice comes with it. Like you gotta miss those family dinners or stuff. Like I'm not, you know, my family, like they'll eat dinner a lot all the time and stuff. Not just like my mom, my dad. I'm talking about just like my cousins stuff. They come over. You won't see me at the table because I'm still working.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
you gotta sacrifice that stuff. Or like I was at the gym 12 o'clock at night last night. My mom calls me, was like, "Where the fuck are you?" Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I've been working all day. I got done at 10 o'clock at night. I want to go to the gym to release some stress for 2 hours before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been noticing your posts and shit. Like I see your.
I saw your post last night, literally at the gym, and I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gym's big. I'm trying to get back into the gym because it helps mentally a lot.
I swear to God, one, is there anything better than a productive Monday? I swear to God, starting your week off right is so big. Because
Yeah.
if I don't start off on Monday, then it's like Tuesday comes and I'm like, I can push that to Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean that's why I like filming Mondays and Tuesdays. Whenever I schedule, I always try to film Mondays
I
and
love
Tuesdays
filming
because you get
Mondays.
your week done, or you know you get busy, you get stuff done early in the week, and then it allows you time to like for me like to edit and plan for what the future has. But yeah, no, I mean definitely. What's your do you have a morning routine
Yeah.
that you do? What's your morning routine?
So I won't even start my day till I do this stuff. So I wake up, I got some like stress-free tea. I'll start off by listening to some like affirmations, like I am affirmations for like maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
They're
just to
big.
Yeah, they are, because everybody, no matter who you are in this world, you wake up with negative thoughts in your head.
Yeah, it's positive talk.
Yeah,
it
everyone
is.
does.
So
yeah.
you need to program your mind and train your mind that when you wake up to switch over from negative to positive, right? Because you wake up, the first 10 minutes of your day is rough. You don't want to get out of bed, you know. I struggle waking up early. I'm working on that. But when I wake, like, the thing is, it doesn't really matter when you wake up, you know.
For sure.
As long as you're effective the days that, the time of the hours you are. But going into my morning routine, it's, you know, I'll heat up the tea, listen to the I am affirmations for 10, 15 minutes. Then I'll switch over to kind of like some soothing, like calm music. And like I'll say my own affirmations, drink my tea. I do some Wim Hof breathing exercises, which those things are game changer. Do you know who that is?
No.
I've heard
never
about it. I've never looked
Do
into
3
it.
rounds of that, like your body will go numb. Like you'll get like sensations through your body. Like it's crazy.
Really?
Like,
Wim Hof it's called?
Yeah, Wim Hof.
I swear to God, when I started meditating and like, it took me a while to be able to get my mind to be clear. But like when I go into meditation, no matter what state of like stress or anything I'm in, I know how to clear my mind and like really sit with myself. And it took me a while to be able to get to that point. It did, because like I'm like my wheels are always turning. Like it doesn't stop.
So I'm still learning that. Like the next book I finished reading is I just wrote it down literally last night. It's going to be a meditation book.
Yes.
Because it's hard to block out those like your thoughts. Like you got so much to do through your day. Like I have to keep my phone on Do Not Disturb all morning long because I have people call me from 7 a.m. on. You know, if I picked up and answered every single call and started like that, I'd be so angry.
I have
the whole day.
so many good books to give you that have helped me substantially. That and a few like podcasts and stuff.
I'm trying to get myself, I always say this, I'm trying to get myself into reading. I've started to build my routine up because I work, I do social media for some company, and I wake up at 5:30 every
you're
day.
busy right now.
You need to do 75 hard.
What's that?
I want to do it. I was going to bring this up to you because I was writing the blog on Ant, and 75 hard, I just spit on the microphone.
It's fine.
75 hard is you basically, what is it? You have to, there's like no drinking. It's like specific workouts. I think we could do it.
Huh.
It's easier to do it with somebody. So I did mine with my girlfriend. So it's a full program. So you got the 75 hours of prerequisite. Then you got phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3.
Interesting.
So it's all total is called the Live Hard program. The prerequisite 75 hard. You know, you got to drink a gallon of water a day, work out twice a day, one inside, one outside. Doesn't matter what the hell you're doing. You could be stretching. Read 10 pages of a book. Create your own diet. Stick to it. Take a progress picture. I think that's everything. I'm not missing everything.
Okay.
So that's it. You do that for 75 days straight. And then you can get into phase 1. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think phase 1, you have to do a 5-minute cold shower as well.
Fuck.
Back to the cold showers, Kev.
Fuck.
I
No,
did a cold shower before I came here.
I did.
Really?
Yes.
I'll do like a 30-second cold shower, and I'm like, I'm good. Like it's tough because
It's so
it
good.
completely shocks your body.
It does. But when you're on this program, so this program trains you to be mentally tough in every category of your life. And
75 hard.
Yeah, 75 hard.
You're right.
I'm starting it when I come back from Vegas. I've been wanting to start this whole time. Honestly, I didn't even want to go to Vegas. I'd rather just start at this. You know,
Yeah.
That's how much I love it, because your business, like my business, grew like crazy when I was on it, because you're so locked in, you're so focused, and you just know you're outworking any of your competitors.
I was going to tell you, Kev, I was going to say, I want to challenge myself to not drink at all until my birthday. My birthday is only in like 2 weeks. But
You know what though? That's a good start though, right?
So I really, because I was like, I felt so good today. Like yesterday I took my day to like, I was outside because it was nice. I got a massage with one of my best friends. Literally like, I'll smoke, whatever. I'll smoke and just chill. And I'm just as fun without drinking anyway. I'm just as crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
So like, I feel like I can go out and I can still have fun and just not drink and stuff. But after my birthday, I really wanted to do 75 hard, but I forgot you DJ, so it's even harder.
That's what I was gonna get into. Is like my lifestyle is like difficult to do that, but because when I'm DJing, bro, I have to be like to a degree like drunk because the people
You
are
can fake it.
Yeah, fake it.
I can't fake
Dual.
I'm just saying no physically, like when I'm out and I got people coming up and like touching me or like asking for songs, I'm like, and I'm sober, I'm like, dude, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah, that's true, but
I don't really smoke, dude. Not really, but I mean, I haven't really looked into it, but like
I haven't looked.
it was never really like the different strains and shit, because I know there's so much other like
smoke whatever.
You don't smoke, like, have you smoked before?
yeah, I'll hit a pen and shit sometimes, but like I've never like went and bought.
I would
like,
love to get high with Kev.
I just never. It was just never really. I took an edible one time, and that was one of the most traumatic experiences in my life. I was like,
me, Dill's behind the camera, like, yeah.
yeah, no, it was so bad, but like, nah. I mean, it's just not something that like worked for me when I did it. But I mean,
I stopped smoking for a while but like for good reasons. But like when there's nothing better. Like yesterday, we smoked 2 joints, me and my friend, in the park. It was fucking beautiful. It was a great day. I think that weed is good. Weed is and it's
I don't
like,
think there's anything wrong with it.
there's nothing wrong with it. And then we went and got hibachi, and then we smoked 2 more, and then we got massages. Do you know how awesome my day was yesterday?
For sure. And
it was great.
And you know what I was gonna say too? You brought this up earlier. Like you like to have control. Like you like to drive. You don't like for me when I smoke, I kind of lose control in terms of like you know what I mean with how I think and like what.
It's
goes
definitely
on.
a tolerance thing though too.
Yeah, I don't have a tolerance for it.
Yeah,
like, I have
it's a
I have a
tolerance
tolerance
thing.
for drinking. Like
Yeah.
but in terms of like smoking and stuff, I don't really have a tolerance built for it. But
Guys,
I just don't like the like. Sorry,
No, you're
I don't
fine.
like the. And believe me, like I drank my whole life since I was like 13, 14 years old. You know.
Yeah.
Kind of sound like an alcoholic by saying that, but like it's like a norm.
It's such
like
a normal
norm.
thing
It's
for
like-
like Northeast
But
kids
it
too.
It is. But I just in the past like year or two, like I just started to really hate it just because I hate feeling like shit the next 3 days after. Like
Yeah.
I despise hangovers. Like
Mm-hmm.
some people like
Yeah.
like can get up and like function. Like I can't function. Like
Yeah.
it puts me out of condition for
Yeah,
the whole
for
day,
sure, yeah.
and it just causes me to eat like shit, just gain weight and stuff. Like I'm really conscious of like
Yeah.
like how I feel. Like
Yeah.
It just doesn't do it for
so
you.
for me, like even like smoking, like there's times like where I'll go on like a binge of smoking for like a month or something like that. But then I see myself slowly starting to like eat more, and then like when I wake up, like I don't feel as like morning skinny and like
Right.
like
yeah.
feel
I
good.
love that you said that morning skin.
No, that's a real thing.
It is
It
such
is
a real thing.
It is, and it's like you want to feel like that because if you wake up feeling bloated like shit, like
Yeah.
that's how you're gonna like it's gonna be much harder to get into that rhythm, like going
Yep.
back to the morning routine than it
Mm-hmm.
will be if you just like
Exactly.
that's one category of your life, like you're like okay, like I feel good.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about DJing is that the next day I'm always hungover because I'm not usually
Yeah.
drinking, and I'm slowly starting to transition out of that and focus on different shit. And like, I built that habit of like thinking I had to DJ, like make money and to like go out, but then I'm starting to realize like, you know, I want to start like having my weekends, and yeah, I still do gigs all the time, but like in terms of like patties and the being consistent, doing there consistently, like next Friday is my last Friday there, so like I'm on Friday, so like that's like a big step for me because I was there for
I'm so excited.
I've been there for 4 years, and I'm like, now I get to go out and like go to other places or DJ bigger gigs, and it's like because you kind of subconsciously get yourself stuck because you're like,
Were you in like a contract?
nah, it was just something that I had consistently every week. So I'm like, why do I need to go check anything else out? But then it's like when you're not thinking bigger, you're not trying to branch out. You kind of get yourself stuck, and then you blink and you're fucking 40 years old, and you're like, oh shit, what did I?
They're like, "Where's Kev Nichols?" They're like, "I still have patty wax."
Like, could you imagine like that? That's like that's my biggest fear. Like, I did it when I started when I was 21 because it was good money, and now I'm 25 now, so I'm like, you know what, dude, let me like start building businesses. I'll start investing in real estate. I start building my brand with the podcast and all that other shit. Like, it's just like I'm starting to think bigger, and I'm trying to like get myself out of it. That's like the first step for me that I'm taking. And yeah,
So you got to read 10X by Grant Cardone.
I think you would love it.
You guys have been
also,
giving me good shit.
you need to read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
That is the first book every person that's
That's
going
going-
to become an entrepreneur should be reading.
reading.
Okay.
I think
It is so good. I'll
Yeah.
give it to you.
Yeah, I've been
Oh, it's so good.
I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 16 years old, and that's stuff that you just build naturally. That's a skill you've acquired too, just like being able to like sell yourself and also just think about more about ideas and less about people.
And you
know?
hit it right on the money in the beginning too. Networking. Networking is so big. Like I thank God that I have. God bless this beautiful big mouth of mine for talking to absolutely everybody because it
Yeah.
got me
But for somebody
so
who
much
doesn't
further.
have a big mouth like you, right? It's really not that hard.
It's not. It's
We're
not
in
at all.
2022. We literally have everything right here.
In our
Like,
fingertips.
if you just make it a point to write down on a piece of paper, this going back to your critical tasks you got to do each day. That's why I have a whole Excel sheet of like 5 things that I need to do to get done on a daily basis. If you really want to be an expert at networking, right? You want to
Yeah.
grow your network. Well, guess what? Put on that list. Connect with 10 people. DM 10 people. Do this, do that.
That's when-
watch.
Smart.
Now give it 100 days. Watch how many people you talk to, how many connections you made, and then how many connections you made from their friends as well.
Yes.
That's smart. I probably should start doing that for the pod too. Just sending my episodes out. Yeah, because I just naturally just build it off of us posting it, and whoever it attracts. But like, I
feel like we've been better at that recently though.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
we've been talking a lot more because
yeah, we've done a pretty good job, I think, of that.
I mean, I feel like we have like a handful that we have to like schedule that are coming up or
I've had a podcast too for about a year now. I've actually February 2nd was the first time I ever recorded it a year ago because I had the Snapchat.
Happy
so-
belated.
Yeah. Thanks.
There's
So
a hair in my nose.
so like I started that just one to have fun with it, two to see what everybody else in the world like people around here think like, and it's not anybody can just come on this podcast. It's entrepreneurial people. Like I've started with the Northeast, like there's only like a handful of people. So Kev was on it before, like there's a couple other people, but basically it's a documentary of my journey and other people. So everybody, like I say it almost either on every episode or to the people, you're going to come back on multiple times because we're going to see where you were from episode 1 to episode 100. Did you grow or did you stay the same? Well, guess what? That's going to be an accountability aspect. If you're doing the same exact shit you were doing on episode 1, you should have been 10 times by that level.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a time capsule.
That's why I go back and I
It's
listen to our podcast and stuff too. Even the first one that we watched, like I'll go back and I'll watch it. Actually, the girl who literally I got a massage with yesterday, she texted me and she was like, I watched both of your podcasts back to back, and like just knowing what you're doing, like behind scenes and stuff, and like talking to you daily and your progression you made, like she was like, I want to treat you to dinner. I literally want to treat you to a massage. Like I'm so proud of you.
That's sick.
Like it's really cool to watch that stuff. It really does.
For sure,
And I think it will be even cooler, you know, the way I have an envision in my head is this is another thing that's going to add on to my brand. Well, what if I have 10 million followers 15 years from now and people like don't fully know my story? They hear from certain glimpses of other podcasts I'm on and stuff like that. Well, then what happens if I say, hey, listen, this whole time I've been creating a journey the whole time. So guess what? You can see me from the beginning to now. Yeah. And you can see the moves, every single move I made from my first transaction in real estate to, you know, my 1,000th. Yeah. You know, to my first property to my 10,000.
It's a pretty cool concept because mine's different. I post when I film, and yours is like, you're kind of holding yourself accountable in a way.
Now every asshole is going to go steal that idea, but they don't have the discipline and consistency.
It doesn't matter if anybody runs with it. That's it's
well,
what's the quote? There's a quote for that. I don't know what it is.
You have to look that up. No, so people ask me about starting podcasts all the time. I do not mind because I'm so preparation breeds confidence. So I know I'm comfortable with myself. I'm comfortable to be able to help someone else because at the end of the day, it's like I know I know what my podcast is. I know where it's going, and I've done it for almost a little over a year. So I'm kind of like,
and I bet you every single person that came on here had fun doing so.
Like, dude, yeah, for sure.
Like they'd want to come back again. It's that simple. Like, either the people on my podcast were extremely fucking high when they left, or they were really fucking wrecked. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, ready? This is the quote: "They can steal the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same."
Damn.
That's a good quote.
I like that quote a lot.
I like that quote.
That's pretty solid. Did you hear that one? Did you hear it, Carmen?
Did you hear it? It's they can steal the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same.
Yeah, that's true. I fuck with that.
Hey.
Nah, yeah, I fuck with that. But
that's what I think about too. Like when you said that, like that's my main thought process when anybody, like one of my good friends is coming out with like a whole Instagram thing, which is gonna be cool, and it has like a lot to do with what I'm doing as well. But she was like, I want to get your opinion on this, but I also like want to see like how you feel about me coming out with all this. And I was like, do it. Cool.
Yeah.
Won't taste the same, but it's cool. It's gonna be really dope. And that's just the way I think about things.
And that's why I have you on this podcast and people like you. It's like I enjoy talking to like-minded people. I'm tired of the small talk and talking to other people, talking about our weekend last weekend. I want to talk about shit that like means something. It's
an easy way to network. That's also one of the reasons I started. It was super easy. Like it's an easy way to like, if you go and DM somebody, like we going back to what I was saying, you know, you got to stir up a conversation and stuff like that. But if you just DM them and say, hey, I see you've been hustling.
Right.
One, you're just complimenting them, so they're already happy.
Right.
You want to hop on my podcast and just, you know, shoot the shit. Yeah. Well, now you basically know their whole life story, you know.
And also,
like I already knew about Kev before I came on here because I had him on a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm basically like have notes of it, like every single person that's on my podcast in my brain, so like I know how to,
for sure,
you know, what to ask them. I'm not just saying, hey,
spitting some bullshit.
How's the kids? Like,
how's the kids? How's the wife?
And also too, you're not. Sorry to interrupt you, but also too, you're giving them something. You're not asking for anything. You know, I'm not hitting someone up asking for something. I have something to offer them in return. It's like, hey, you come on the pod, whatever.
I'm gonna brand you, basically, putting your brand out there and putting your story out there.
Come on the pod. explain your story, explain what you want to
Chop
do
it
in
up,
life.
yeah,
and
for
guess
sure.
what? I'll hold you accountable because you'll be back on.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
And take what you need from it. Like there might be
Mm-hmm.
one, maybe somebody's gonna watch this and hear that quote and be like, "Damn."
Yeah. The
You know what I mean? The sauce.
I'm
That's
gonna
a sauce.
put the sauce one in my pocket. But nah, dude, Carmen, it's a pleasure having you on, bro. This is a really good episode. I'm excited to see how your journey continues, and you kind of inspired me and Paige too to get into real estate. Like it's the exact reason. Like I didn't know what to go to for real estate. I saw you post about it every day. I'm like, you know what, dude? I DM'd you, and you sent me you got me in touch with someone from Keller Williams, and I'm like, shit, like, you know, that's how it all starts. You know what I mean?
And then you hold each other accountable and stuff too.
For sure.
Like we were on FaceTime and I literally was like, all right, let's have it done. Let's aim to have it done. And we were like, yeah, like around this time. And I was like, no, let's set a date.
Yeah.
You ready for that date?
No.
When's the date?
March 14th.
Trying.
It's good. It's hard though. But
coming up.
But the
really
thing
close.
we had a conversation. I wanted to do it for my birthday.
Just to say,
But
we
he
might
has so
be,
much going
we
on.
might be extending that.
You're like,
But-
actually, we'll
'cause we're
talk
put-
about this
we're-
off
That is
camera.
very close.
It is well
It
because
is really
we're
close.
because we're planning a fundraiser and
There's a lot of stuff going on.
I'm working now. Like I work a 9 to 5 to with a salary to build my base, and that's why I have a
Yeah.
consistent money coming in. So it's like the pressure of having, you know, this succeed isn't as much anymore. I still love to do it, and I believe it will succeed.
Yeah.
And the nonprofit and all the other stuff, but I have a base to build off of now, where it's like
Yes.
it kind of takes a little bit
Well,
of
you
pressure.
got your 9 to 5 fueling this, and you also probably have additional money you're able to dump into stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
like you got all these cameras and you got all this stuff. Like
We were just talking about this too. Yeah.
like this is progress. I don't know how it started. I'm sure it didn't start with all this
do you want to
stuff.
see?
do you want to see? Do you want to see how it started?
Go on YouTube. Go on YouTube and type in the Loft. It's okay to not be okay. It's the first episode, and watch the first 30 seconds of that episode, and you'll
You
see
know what I think
progress. You'll see progress, dog. Like it's crazy.
We have a goddamn cameraman.
Fuck yeah, producer Dylan.
Dill, yes.
Shout out producer Dylan.
Dill is the best.
Yeah, but dude, the progress is so important, and I think just taking that first step is just people don't. It's very slept on. Just taking that first step, because there's never a perfect time for you to get into real estate. There's never a perfect time for me to start a podcast. There's never a perfect time for Paige to start a blog. There's never a perfect time for him to start his video career.
Speaking of that, I'm literally going home to do that too. So
That's sick.
I'll be up doing that.
Oh yeah,
I have to just edit it.
yeah. She's starting to start a blog, a mental health blog.
So are you blogging like from like people's experiences on the podcast, or are you intertwining
So,
them, or what are you doing?
Some of them are intertwined. Some of them are like through our network and like having them on and stuff like that. But like I'm doing Ant. Ant's about to be released. I'm probably gonna release it tomorrow morning. I'll probably send it to Kevin and be like, "Can you read this first?"
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, but it's awesome to be able to bounce things off of like him and stuff too, because our vision with both of the things we're doing really like intertwine, and it's for me. I get to learn about them, and then I brand them based off of their story and their small business in like a 5-minute read.
Yeah.
And then to be able to expand on that and have some of those people on the podcast and stuff, it's really cool, and it's awesome network wise. Like it really is. And it's just another piece of
and then you'll build
platform.
then you have the podcast you can link it to, so people can, you know, people you have
Exactly.
link to the podcast, and then
Yeah, and I'm gonna cut you off, but to
Yeah,
go
no,
on to
go ahead.
Ant, you know, he has a crazy story, and I'm sure he already explained it on the previous podcast. But you know that his business is gonna grow.
oh yeah.
You know, so
Especially with his
anybody
mindset.
Yeah, and he has a strong mindset. So anybody that's listening should probably get him with him for nutrition or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of just trying to plug him in a little bit.
Yeah,
'cause-
for
Yeah,
sure.
no, absolutely.
He works magic, dude. Like I'm with him. He does like he improved my sleep
And
quality.
he, oh my God, so that's what he said. He mentioned, that's going to be in the blog, the book that he mentioned. I think it's like Sean Stevenson.
I have it written down. Yeah.
Sleep better, something like
Yeah.
that. But he's smart. He knows his shit. He even said, he was like, it's gonna be hard for me not to go on a tangent with like all science, like facts.
but those are
Yeah.
people that you want to work with.
That's people. You want to learn. You want to grow. You want to.
and you see the potential in somebody. I believe in potential.
And he's working with First Form, like that is go back, that's that dude Andy's company, and like they're like a trustworthy brand. Like again, I've listened to every single one of that guy's episodes, all like 500, 400, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah, I was just
So
saying
did-
he's like pretty far
So
in.
did Ant. Like I've started when I was on 75 hard.
Start it from the bottom.
When I started on 75 hard, I was listening to him beforehand, but I made it a point. I was like, I'm gonna listen to every single episode. So it started from 75 hard, episode 1, listened to them all. I was listening like 3-4 a day and stuff like that.
Damn.
You know, he's really the definition of mental toughness.
For
sure.
And I know he's had an impact on my life, and I know he's had an impact on Ant's life, and I'm sure he's had an impact on so many other people. Because I've seen other people from the Northeast that have shifted their mindset and shifted the way they think about, their health and stuff like that, just from either doing 75 hard, attempting it, or doing something.
Yep.
So,
I've been seeing it a lot more lately.
Yeah.
Across all social media platforms.
but the key to it is, and I don't mean to keep going on a tangent about it, but it's it's people try to like say they're gonna start it and then like try to put their own little twist on it. It's like, no, like you see
That's
the
gonna
rules,
be me.
you see the rules, you stick to them. If you fuck up, you fuck up, like, and you start over from day one. Like, you don't just say, oh, I'm going to do one workout, both workouts inside. Like, no, you got to do one inside, one outside. Like, that's the rule.
And that's the beauty of, like, just educating yourself, is that there's people that are in the same space as you that have done it successfully. So why not just build off of what they've done? Because the odds are they build off of somebody that they were inspired by. You know what I mean? So, like, you can just take from that and make it, and do put your own spin on it, but obviously follow the rules. Like, you know what I mean? Follow, like, whatever. But yeah, man, it's just.
So I'll see you at the bar on Thursday.
Yeah, right. It's just important to see for growth, and no matter what, no matter how small, and holding yourself accountable, and having people around you that are good for you, and people that will also hold you accountable.
And that's the biggest thing, and like it's a huge lesson is you really do become the people you surround yourself with. And if you have a support system that sees your vision and will back you on that, and you say, hey, Kev, I'm doing 75 hard. I know that Kev would be the first person to be like, if I on Thursday was like, I'm going to the bar, you'd be like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
You're setting your mind on this, like to be real, like that's the person I want in my corner.
In the way to explain it, it's okay to, still continue to stay friends with those people like that you grew up with in high school, grade school, stuff like that. Yeah. But that doesn't mean like you have to be surrounded by them 24/7.
Yeah.
Like
if people don't get that, they're immature.
It's boundaries,
I'd rather
bro.
surround and it's true. Like I have my best friends. I'm not with them all the time because one of them, he owns a pizza shop, so he's on me and him connect really well. But the rest of them, they're all my good friends. It's just the thing is like they're more worried about going to the bar instead of building a business or building a brand. So I'd rather surround myself with like my friend
people that want to build a business,
shop, or Aunt or somebody like that, because these are the people that are going to excel and you're going to grow with them.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
I'll leave us off with a quote my grandma told me. I've said it a million times on this podcast. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about perspective, man. You know what I mean? And
perspective.
I'm happy you came on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
And I'm excited to see where your journey goes, and I'm excited to stay connected with you. For
sure.
We'll definitely be hitting you up about real estate.
I was gonna say we will hit you up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Carmen, where can they find you on social media?
You can probably just type in my name anywhere, and
I found you today.
It's not hard to find me. I make my presence pretty known on social media, so just type in Carmen Caruso.
Yeah, but I'll have everything linked in the description, bro. But it's another episode of the Loft. Kev Nichols, Paige Pullman, Carmen Caruso.
Thanks for coming, Carmen.
Thanks for
coming, bro. The myth, the legend,
Producer Dylan. Shout out Producer Dylan. Thanks, bro. Thanks for helping out.
How many times did I bring up Dill's name on this podcast?
We're gonna get you your own mic.
He has to be on next episode.
Oh, he has to. Yeah, we're just gonna bring on Dill.
Dill will have his own episode. But this is the Loft, guys, and bye. See ya.